Hello and welcome to Segments with Mark and Amber. Segments is a multi-segment comedy, entertainment, and news podcast where in each episode, Amber and I will enter the Segments pub, grab a beverage, and compete head-to-head in a classic game of pub trivia. This is Season 2, Episode 9. My name is Mark, and with me as always is the Emmy winner of pub trivia, Amber. Before you say anything, this idea of you being the Emmy winner, does that mean I'm the Emmy loser of pub trivia? Is that what you're trying to say, that I'm a loser?
No, I didn't think about that. I was just thinking about something that was specific to television, which is our thing this time.
But instead, what you've done is...
I could say I'm the Emmy nominee. That would be better.
Well, it's not what you wrote.
That's actually perfect. Let's go back. Emmy nominee of pub trivia.
Because you think you're going to win, and I'm not even a nominee?
You could
I
say
wasn't invited. I'm a seat
fellow
filler.
Emmy nominee. Dang it. I wish I would have thought of that.
Oh,
And
well.
with me, as always, is fellow Emmy nominee of pub trivia.
Well, instead, your real thoughts came out, and you are... Last week, you called me a sore loser.
No, I called you a good loser, but that didn't seem like it fit.
Okay, well, let's see if we can press on through the rest of the show.
Starting off on a great note. The format of the show this season is that we have 10 rounds. We have, oh my gosh. Why don't I just read?
Just read.
Just read what's there, and I'm not. Okay. Let me tell you about the format of the show.
Hey, Amber, why don't you tell us about the format of the show?
Guess who's not winning that Emmy? Segments Pub Trivia consists of 10 rounds with 10 questions in each round. Each episode will be one round. The player with the most points wins that round. The winner of the most rounds after 10 rounds will be crowned the Segments Pub Trivia champion. We want to thank laughgaff.com for our trivia questions.
Yeah, I really like that you read that every time.
Good.
Because it's... Nobody was questioning. Nobody questions how the game works.
I kind of wonder if we should switch it to the person with the most points at the very end wins.
Well, no, we can't switch it now.
Okay.
I mean, we'll get to that. We'll get to my thoughts on the game here as we press through.
At the end of the episode, we're going to ask a question for the listeners. Each correct answer will be placed in a hat for the opportunity to win an exciting prize at the end of Season 2. We need to wrap this up because you've not been able to wear that hat for like a year and a half. A really long time.
Yeah, I really miss it.
Stick around after the trivia for Mark and Amber's What's Making Me Happy segment. And
I really like that you stick that in there, 'cause, like, as if somebody is like, I'm done with the trivia. I'm out. Got what I came for.
because we put the trivia at the beginning, thinking if somebody searches the podcast app for trivia, maybe it will come up. Maybe they'll listen because they like trivia. So we put the personal stuff at the end, but maybe you're just listening for the personal stuff. You don't care about trivia. So I'm letting you know it's still there.
Okay, well, good. I like your thinking.
I've got a whole plan.
Mm-hmm.
Also, after the trivia will be our newer segment, What Makes You Click?
What makes you click?
Ooh, we could do a little
jingle. Yeah.
Do we have that soundboard yet?
What makes you click? Amber, here's, I did some research.
Okay.
I found, it's called, oh man, what is it called? I don't know what it's called. It costs $600.
Oh my gosh, I don't think we need that.
But no, listen to this.
Okay.
It's the soundboard and the headphone amplifier.
Okay.
It's got the soundboard built in, and it can record, and it has a bunch of preloaded sounds, and it has a bunch of software built into it that helps your audio quality.
Oh.
And so I don't know, maybe it's $500. Either way, it almost doesn't matter if it's $500 or $600.
It almost doesn't matter.
But it's something that it's right up there with things that I would really like to get.
Wow. Maybe once we get that Patreon up and running.
Maybe if we could get like some sort of a stimulus check.
Oh.
Maybe
well,
that's what
yeah.
it would be, stimulating the economy.
To buy something.
Yeah, we've not stimulated the economy yet with our stimulus checks, so maybe it's time.
Okay. Yes.
Anywho.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
So I did take your comment to heart.
thank
and
you. Is
I'm
that the only option?
No, there's
Okay.
other options. I just like to get the best option.
Sure. I understand that. If you guys want to comment leave us feedback or contact us, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at SegmentsCast, or email us segmentscast@gmail.com.
Segment 1, feedback. Amber, this is the first segment where we discuss the feedback that we have received. So why don't you jump into that?
Yeah, so feedback is any comment we get that's not directly related to our listener question.
So we can get, so you can respond. So feedback, what am I thinking about? So not all feedback is what I'm hearing here. Or not all responses to the show are feedback.
Right.
Some responses, which is technically feedback, is not feedback.
I suppose it's feedback to the question.
Okay.
This one's not.
Okay.
This is from best friend of the show, Laura. She said, I like the idea of having lots of segments as an orange has, which is what we've been doing now. We've made everything a segment.
Everything's a segment.
She LOL'd at my hilarious jokes of created things only have even numbers.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as I was editing, and I was thinking about a 3-leaf clover.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's the
There's one.
most natural thing.
And the 4-leaf is the weird one.
The 4-leaf is a freak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. And also when I called you a good loser, she LOL'd. So that was what I was intending.
Real nice.
No offense, just laughs.
Offense taken.
She's looking forward to the TV and entertainment trivia next time because she didn't know any of the answers except for Nashville. That was where the Grand Ole Opry was. Now, about the first Star Wars movie. Okay, we talked about this last time. Her favorite character is Qui-Gon Jinn, played by Liam Neeson. She's a big Liam Neeson fan. Also, she couldn't believe that the lady used Gorilla Glue intentionally. I know, it was terrible. Also talked about last time. I'm still working on the 6 characters from Wonderland and refuse to look at the answers others have posted. That is a real geek out listener with integrity.
Yes, thank you for your integrity. I have a question, Amber.
Okay.
Laura's favorite character is Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yes.
Why do you think that is? Is it because he's sexy?
I don't think that hurts. I think she really likes him. He's the voice of Aslan.
Oh.
So
Gotcha.
it's sort of like if Aslan was in Star Wars with a pretty attractive situation.
Yeah. Okay. I just wondered. Wanted to get to the bottom of that. I also am a big Qui-Gon fan, but maybe for a different reason.
Maybe. Okay. And that's it for our feedback.
That's it? Well, hey, friends and family listeners, if you could leave some feedback, that would be great.
Okay. That sounded like too intense.
Passive aggressive?
No.
Just aggressive?
Yeah.
That's what I was going for.
Okay.
Segment 2, Pub Trivia. TV and entertainment trivia. We're in round 8, Amber, of Pub Trivia. And forgive me, I do not have Laugh Gaff open. Probably the first time today I don't have it open.
That's all right.
I'm a big fan of it.
A lot of times we talk about what we've brought to drink at the pub.
Okay.
And this time I have a Jose Cuervo ready to drink classic margarita.
Okay. I actually have something very exciting. Amber picked this up for me. This is from Atwater Brewery. It's a Dirty Blonde. It's a wheat ale brewed with orange peel and coriander. And it's very, very good.
Do you feel like you can taste the coriander?
Yeah. I feel like maybe it's a little bit more coriander than I would. I would maybe a little more
Does it
orange.
have like a spiced...
Yeah, a little bit spicy. If I had an orange that I could squeeze into this,
yeah.
that would be ideal. But I really like it.
All right.
It's not too heavy, not too thick, which is what I like in a beer.
Cool. And Atwater's in Michigan?
Nobody knows. Yeah, it's in Detroit.
Okay. Coolio.
All right. The world of TV and entertainment are the focus of this round of pub quiz questions.
This is my forte. I better shine.
So here's the thing. Before we get into this, I've discovered that if I don't win this current round 8, and round 9, and round 10, I cannot win this season of Pub Trivia.
Okay.
So I need this. And so hopefully I'm trying to think of anything in TV and entertainment that I would know that you wouldn't. Maybe Scooby-Doo episodes?
Yeah. What's that? Family Ties?
Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to start out with a head scratcher. Which TV character says, "Live long and prosper"? Live long and prosper. Okay.
Okay.
I said Spock.
Oh, I said Jean-Luc Picard.
Oh, man. I'm super excited. Mr. Spock from Star Trek.
Man.
Amber, your mom is going to be very, very disappointed.
No. Oh, my goodness.
So, okay, guys, this is great news. This gives us all hope. Question number 2. What is the name of Batman's butler? What is the name of Batman's butler?
I'm ready.
All ready? I said Alfred.
Me too.
Okay, we both got that one. All right. I wish all trivia was like this. This is great.
I know.
Like, this is right up our alley. Question number 3. What is Chandler's last name in the sitcom Friends?
Oh, man.
I said Bing.
Bing. Do you know what the magazine that was addressed to his house came addressed to?
No, I don't, Amber.
Ms. Chandler Bong. That was an answer to a Friends trivia that they played on the show.
Oh. All right. Here's where things are going to go bad for me and good for you. Number 4.
Okay.
TV series Breaking Bad, which one of us has seen and one of us has not, was set in which U.S. city?
Oh. No points for spelling.
The fact that you said that makes me think that I do not have the right answer.
Okay.
I said Los Angeles.
That was a good. I think it's Albuquerque. Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Okay. Well, let's see. The answer is Albuquerque. Okay. Good job. Oh, no. Number 5 is about another question that a TV show that Amber's seen that I haven't seen.
Gotta watch more TV.
Number 5. In Game of Thrones. Son of a gun. What is the translation of the High Valyrian term Valar Dohaeris? Valardohaeres. Val Dohaeris. Okay.
I'm not sure.
Amber, what did you say?
Closer than you. All men must die.
Well, I said, I'm taking you to my bed to fool around.
That's what you assume they would say in Game of Thrones.
I imagine it would be much crasser than that.
Oh, no.
Okay, let's see. All men must serve.
Ooh, I think there's 2. There's Valar Magoris and Valar Dolharis or something. So
All men must serve.
I got it wrong, too.
Okay. Well, good. Number 6. What was the name of Tonto's horse in The Lone Ranger? Well, we all know the Lone Ranger's name, horse. I won't know.
I guessed a horse name.
Okay. I said Buttercup.
I said Chestnut.
Chestnut's way better than Buttercup, I think. It was Scout.
Oh,
That's a good name.
that is good.
Did you get that one, Mom?
She might have.
Number 7. Which TV comedy show created by Tina Fey takes place behind the scenes of a fictional live sketch comedy show? 30 Rock.
30 Rock.
Kidoke. Amber, could you kind of give us a heads up on what the score is?
It is 5-5.
5-5?
4-4. What? 1, 2. Gosh.
My friends, Amber keeps score in the most bonkers way.
It's 4-4. 4-4.
Unbelievable. And we're on question number 8.
Oh, goodness.
In The Simpsons, what is the name of the principal of Springfield Elementary School? Ready?
I'm ready.
What you got?
Principal Skinner.
Principal Skinner.
Oh.
We both got that one. I haven't watched Simpsons in a long time.
It's crazy that they literally are still making new episodes.
Oh, I should show the answer. Seymour Skinner.
Seymour.
But
We didn't get Seymour.
I wouldn't have got that. But okie doke. Here we come. to number 9.
Here we come.
Here we come, number 9. Who starred as Diane Chambers in the sitcom Cheers? Boy. I'm ready. I said Shelley Long.
Oh, you got it, Shelley Long. You might
Okay.
have even spelled it right.
Okay, let's see. It's Shelley Long. I did spell it correctly. All right, so we're all tied up. This is the last question.
Okay.
Number 10. Special Agent Dwayne Cassius Pride is the main character in which TV show? Special Agent Dwayne Cassius Pride is the main character in which TV show? But I now have an answer that I've written on this board. Okay, I said NCIS.
Okay. I said Hill Street Blues.
Well, I felt like it couldn't be a cop because are cops special agents? That's like FBI agents and all
Well,
that.
maybe they get in there.
It's NCIS New Orleans.
Dude.
Oh.
I mean, there are two. Is there
Yeah.
two? Is there still? Well,
I think there's one just called NCIS. Wow.
you're so close. Remember back when we counted Captain Picard when you just described him?
So there's a TV show called NCIS, and which is different than NCIS New Orleans. So I'm not going to give that to me. So we've
Oh,
tied.
man.
We've tied. We're going to give myself the moral win
Okay.
on this one. So we tied, right?
Yep, 6-6.
6-6. But that was fun. We knew a lot of those.
Fun. This is definitely our category. I hope everybody else enjoyed that too.
I bet they did.
As you were screaming out, NCIS New Orleans.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
well, next week means something then. Segment 3. What makes you click?
What makes you click?
Amber, I have a number of stories here for you. Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
I feel like we set the bar real high last week. You were very excited about my stories. I don't know.
Yeah, it was
if
a 10
they're-
out of 10 last week.
I know. Let's see what happens. Well, here's the first story, Amber.
Okay.
And this comes to us from a legitimate news source,
That's always appreciated.
NBC News,
Okay.
straight out of Los Angeles. Cat that vanished 15 years ago is reunited with owner.
15 years ago.
15
so cats
years.
can't live that much more than that.
You wouldn't think
Maybe
so.
they live 20-some years.
So I had a bunch of jokes. I had a bunch of jokes about this, and it was going to be real funny.
Huh.
And then I had a bunch of jokes about how he doesn't know it's his cat. It's just make-believe. He just wants it to be his cat. He didn't actually find his cat. But it was microchipped.
Oh, because I
So-
was wondering that too. How in the world would you know?
Yeah. So I had a bunch of jokes. I actually have some jokes written down on this page until I get... Anyway. The cat that went astray about 15 years ago has been reunited, older and maybe wiser, with its owner. Brandy, a brown tabby, was reunited Monday afternoon with Charles, who adopted her as a 2-month-old kitten in 2005. It's amazing. I think it's unbelievable, he said on Thursday. I also thought it was unbelievable, but this cat had the mark of the beast, so they were able to track down its owner. Charles said that he did break down and cry because he thought about all of the years I lost from her.
Has she just been like a garbage cat?
No surprise, Charles is a computer technician.
Why did you say that?
I just assume he's lonely.
Oh,
Do we know any computer technicians that listen?
I don't know.
See, probably not.
Is that what Aaron is? He does have a cat. I don't think he's lonely.
Okey-doke. Brandy strayed a few months after I adopted her. He's not a very good cat parent.
That's what I'm saying. 2 months old, and they only had him for a couple months.
I was very sad, he said. I wanted her back because when I adopted her, I made a moral obligation to take care of her for life.
Okay.
Well-
Did his publicist help him come up with that statement?
He moved to a new house, yada, 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 but it was microchipped, and which made all of my hilarious jokes not work out. He's malnourished. It's only 6 pounds. She basically weighed as much as when she was a kitten, Charles said.
Where's she been? How'd they find him?
We don't know that.
Thanks, NBC News.
Charles decided he couldn't keep her.
Oh, no, Charles. You
Come
made a
on.
moral obligation.
He's got 2 younger cats that he's keeping.
With a newer moral obligation.
So
Poor Brandy.
Yeah, poor Brandy. Yeah, so
Back out on the streets for you.
she doesn't have a lot of energy. She seems very content, and she purrs a lot. So Charles, not a great parent.
Yeah,
to this cat.
presumably somebody's kept her alive all these years.
Yeah, so
And they
that's
must
my
have taken
thought.
her to the vet, and she had a chip, and just had never been scanned. And then,
So it said that she was malnourished, her claws were uncared for, and that she was pretty rough. So he thought maybe somebody was keeping her and feeding her, but never thought that she might have a chip. Maybe that person abandoned the cat or
did it say
turned
where he
it in-
lived?
L.A.
Oh, it's not like a barn cat, probably.
No, probably not a Los Angeles barn cat. So anyway,
Man, imagine the stories if Brandy could tell us.
so I thought it was going to be a couple things I thought, but I thought it was going to be a story of one of those where the cat or the animal just wanders its way
Yes.
back home. That's it. It was microchipped.
Okay,
So ultimately, a non-story.
microchips are for the dumber animals.
Correct.
Can't find their owners.
Like cats.
She just didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Maybe not a great story, but here's second story.
okay, I'm ready.
I don't know why I chose that one as the headliner.
Well, I kept seeing something about vanishing cat on the table, and I refused to read it, but it got my attention every
Wow.
time I walked past it.
Here's one that's a little closer to home. University of Michigan library closed after venomous spiders found.
Dude,
Did you read this
I
one?
saw the headline, but I didn't click on it.
A University of Michigan library was closed for 2 days for cleaning when officials identified 3 venomous spiders found in the basement. They found the spiders in late January at the Shapiro Undergraduate Library at U of M in Ann Arbor, just down the road. They took these arachnids to Professor Anne Danielson Francois from the University of Michigan Dearborn for identification. Luckily, they had somebody right on hand there. She identified them as Mediterranean recluse spiders, a species that commonly hitchhikes with travelers.
Okay.
Never found in Michigan before, but they have been found in 22 other states.
3 of them.
3 of them. The expert said, I didn't like this. The expert said the spiders may have tunneled into the basement of the library.
What?
They tunneled in.
What?
I don't know what that means, but I don't like it.
No.
It's unlikely that they're going to bite someone in an open space like a library. They don't have a huge amount of
Where
venom.
someone could see them,
Oh, terrifying.
not in public.
They don't have a huge amount of venom, but they have enough to start necrosis,
Oh my gosh.
which is the eating away of the flesh.
Okay. Wow. So there's so many things I don't like about this.
Okay.
Why would they think there's only 3?
100%.
It's a huge library. I couldn't even clean my house good enough to believe I'd gotten all 3 venomous spiders.
Well, they closed down the whole library to do some thorough cleaning, which I imagine are those, they just set off a bunch of those bug bombs.
Okay, bug bombs, that might help.
You know, or
Yeah.
maybe they threw out all the books.
I mean, you'd have to.
They're all gone.
Start
It's
over again.
Just a big empty
Just a
room
Kindle?
now.
No,
Yeah.
you can just get your
So-
book on a Kindle. So it feels to me more likely there'd be books sent over from the Mediterranean that the spiders hitchhiked on than that they tunneled their way in from outside.
Yeah, so they hitchhiked, theoretically, because you can't ask spiders these kind of questions.
No.
They won't answer. They hitchhiked on some traveler. That means that Joe, I'm just using a random name, I don't know. The Joe had gone to the Mediterranean on a great vacation.
Yes.
And in his luggage were these spiders or spider eggs. But
I mean,
an egg isn't going to climb in there.
3 is a weird number.
Well, I think he brought some back
Okay.
and they've multiplied.
Yeah.
This guy, somebody in Ann Arbor, has brown recluse spiders in their house.
Yeah.
And if anybody there has been to the Mediterranean, it's probably you.
Yeah. It's probably some kid that took a semester abroad or backpacked through Europe and came back with their JanSport that they hadn't thoroughly shook out and then went to the library and boom.
You always have to shake out your JanSport.
You got to shake that out, man.
But I think the library's open now.
Ugh.
It's back, but I would not be
I would
there.
watch real careful. I'd pull out every book real carefully.
Yeah.
I don't like it. The lady said she didn't like it, or you said you didn't like it?
I didn't like
And
it.
the expert, I thought the expert said, I don't like this.
I said that.
Okay.
Yeah, they tunneled in. I just don't like that.
No.
They're tunneling places.
Then we're not safe anywhere.
I mean, they could be tunneled all the way to Kalamazoo at this
oh,
point.
100%.
Okay.
Yikes.
Amber, I got a little segment within a segment.
Ooh,
It's
fun.
a little bit Hanks, but no thanks.
Oh, good.
So a couple of stories here, and obviously you've seen this. Tiny bookstore flooded with orders after a surprise shout out from Tom Hanks.
No, I have not.
Got this.
I have a no Tom Hanks alert on my phone.
This is from thehill.com, and the small bookstore in North Carolina has been struggling to stay open during the coronavirus pandemic. And obviously we feel for all these businesses that are struggling. And the Super Bowl happened,
Okay.
and people pay big money.
Yeah.
Big money to put your commercials there. But late show host Stephen Colbert realized that, hey, it's not these big corporations that can pay millions of dollars to get a Super Bowl ad. It's the little mom and pop shops that need help. So he picked one, and apparently he made a commercial for him. I don't know. So he made a commercial for this small bookstore, and there is a voiceover by Sam Elliott. Do you know who Sam Elliott is?
Yeah, I think he's
he was on
big mustachy guy.
Parks and Rec guy. He was kind of the anti, what's his name? Or the opposite or the same as
Ron?
Ron?
Yes,
Yeah.
that guy.
So Sam Elliott was on there. And also Tom Hanks. And Tom Hanks said this: Foggy Pine Books has the best selection in all of Boone. They have books on all my interests, such as World War II, and also books about the events from 1939 to 1945.
Oh, no.
I like that.
And
I thought
also World War II and the years when World War II was in process.
Yeah.
Tom, do you know who else reads books about World War II? Your dad. That's right.
Following the ad, the bookstore's owner said her business has been flooded with orders from all across the country. She had to hire more staff due to the demand. Due to the ad, the store will be able to stay open at least through the summer.
Oh, man.
So things still looking rough for Foggy Pine Books, but they're at least got a couple months.
Wow.
This lady, what's the name of the lady? Her last name's Ruthless.
Wow. She runs the store?
Yeah. Well, anyway, I get to keep having my dream store, Ruthless told the Watauga Democrat. So everything, it means everything.
Wow.
So
well, that's great, Ruthless.
Yeah. So hopefully Tom Hanks does another advertisement for her, sometime in early summer to get her through the rest of the year.
Interesting. I did not hear about that. Heath goes with bookstores in my head.
Because
you can edit this out. What's that show with the bookstore and the Sleepless in Seattle?
or You've Got Mail. Or
one of those two, which my mom showed me both to prove they are not the same movie, and I'm still not sure which one was the bookstore.
Well, it wasn't. I don't know which one it was. You're right. I don't know.
Meg Ryan ran a bookstore in one of them. I honestly don't know.
I don't know either.
I think it's You've Got Mail.
Here's one that I'm not gonna. Here's one I'm not gonna really get into, Amber.
Okay.
Our friends over at The Guardian wrote a really long article, and it's titled "Tom Hanks, does his good guy persona make him a less interesting actor?"
100%. Well, yeah.
And
less interesting person.
The article has a lot of words, and basically yes.
Okay, I'm with you, Guardian.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that was Thanks but no Hanks.
Okay.
That was Thanks but no Hanks. Which one is it? Hanks but no thanks. That was Hanks but no thanks. Okay. Amber, do you have time for another story?
I have time. I'm loving this.
Okay. You have heard, I know we've talked about this, but you've heard about Frasier.
Well, no. I mean, you told me. Or I told you. I don't know. I just heard about it, and you said you'd already known for weeks or something like that.
I've known for, days.
Days.
This is from our friends over at Relevant.
Okay.
We love relevant. Paramount's new streaming service is rebooting a fleet
Wait.
of your 90s faves.
We have to get on a new streaming service?
We will not get on this one, Amber.
They had a lot of ads during the Super Bowl, this Paramount.
Ugh,
They're up on a mountain.
Not interested.
So we can't watch it?
We can't watch it.
Ugh.
Well, I mean, who knows? We've bought everything else.
We're holding out on Peacock. We haven't had gotten Peacock yet. All right.
17 years after signing off the air, Frasier Crane is still listening. The iconic 90s sitcom Frasier is being rebooted for Viacom CBS's new streaming service, Paramount Plus. Kelsey Grammer will be reprising his role in the show, though there's no word what supporting cast members will return for the new series or even what the updated premise will be. Well, we know for sure that his dad will not be returning.
And Eddie. I think they both passed.
They both passed. Daphne said in another article I read she's not going to leave her current show to do this show.
What's her current show?
I don't recognize it.
Okay, but they got to have Niles.
You
I
would
think they both need to live together.
It would be nothing if it was just Frasier Crane.
Seriously. Nothing without Niles.
Yeah, and so maybe you get Roz.
Oh, yeah.
Like that
She's not
would
doing
be
anything.
something.
Yeah.
Maybe you get the real kind of the horn dog sports guy. I mean, he literally can't be doing anything.
Would he still be a radio psychologist? I suppose he could
Frasier?
be.
Well, I mean,
that is
yeah,
the show.
I don't know. I mean, it could be a different premise. Maybe he moved on. Maybe he's doing more of a Bob Newhart thing where he's just a psychiatrist now. I don't know. Maybe him and Niles have started their own practice. Maybe they've moved out of Seattle. There's actually a lot of options. But this feels, to me, this feels like something that they should not do.
Yeah. I think it might be reaching too far. It's going to be kind of like Will and Grace, where it has like a season or two and then it'll be done. And like, should you have done that, or should you have just kept what was a good memory for people?
What was great? I think it was great.
It was great. We didn't finish it though.
Well, there's a lot of them. You cannot. It's like you captured lightning in a bottle. You're gonna try to catch lightning in a bottle again without Daphne.
Yeah. Competing with Punky Brewster?
Without the, I
She's
really
also
wish.
rebooting.
Oh yeah. What was the dad's name?
Martin.
Marty. Yeah, Martin. Like he was a huge. He balanced Frasier out. So
Yes.
who's going to balance
And
Frasier?
Daphne.
And Daphne
In different ways.
And
Yeah.
so if it's just Frasier and Niles,
You're right.
They're
We
just going to
need
be
another goofy person to balance them for sure.
Bring it down. Well, good news, Amber. Paramount Plus has other plans for original programming that make Paramount Plus interesting, according to
Okay.
Relevant. They are in works on current hit shows, including Yellowstone spin-offs.
Oh, I have heard of Yellowstone.
Never heard of it. The Y1883 and 6666.
Ooh, that's like that devil cat.
Yes. Finally, we'll be getting an extension of Reno 911.
Finally.
We're all looking for that. The Hunt for QAnon,
Oh, interesting.
which actually sounds interesting
Yeah.
to me. Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
Oh, that's a whole different one.
Yeah.
How many places can Star Trek be?
I know. Apparently everywhere. A weekly show with Trevor Noah, blah, blah, blah. They're going to finally make The Italian Job into a TV series.
Okay.
And they're also going to make a TV series out of Halo, which is a video game.
Oh, that could be interesting.
Maybe. They're also going to remake MTV's Unplugged and Yo MTV Raps.
Okay.
VH1's Behind the Music is going to be on.
What was the pop-up video?
Oh, I wish it was pop-up video. There's no sign of pop-up video.
You know
on
what
here.
I heard on a podcast? Somebody saying they should just pick a day of the week on MTV and have it be like, we're going to play every single piece of programming on this day in 1989.
That would be
Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be a
That
fantastic
would be really
idea.
fun. Yeah.
What else are they? Oh, this is the last bit here, Amber. They're making a live-action remake of Dora the Explorer.
But they just had that movie.
I think they're going to do a TV show.
Okay.
They're also going to be rebooting Road Rules
Wow.
and The Real World.
So they really went heavy on the MTV property.
Yeah, that's all we've got.
Paramount. Okay.
Maybe we can get people to not watch The Office if we reboot The Real World.
You know what would be cool is if we just turned on the TV and it was like Channel 1 was Hulu, Channel 2 was Netflix, Channel 3 was Paramount, and then you just paid one price for everything.
That's what I've been saying, Amber. Yes, I'm with you. We need a new cable. Okay, Amber, I do have time. Amber, the thing is, there's a story that I'm really interested in and one you're interested in, so I'm going to press through.
I think we should.
Hamilton, I'm a big fan of Hamilton.
I do.
Hamilton launches a new Funko Pop collection.
Ooh, I can't believe that doesn't exist yet.
It is about to. It's going to have Alexander Hamilton, Aaron Burr, George Washington, Eliza Hamilton, and Angelica Schuyler. They're available for pre-order for $8.78 a piece from Walmart and Entertainment Earth. I
gotta have the 3: Lafayette, Mulligan.
I know. I agree.
I think they'll get more. There's some ridiculous Funko characters out there. I gotta at least do the main characters here.
Yeah, I kind of would like to get these and display them in my office.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
And I could put that great Alexander Hamilton book that you got me for Christmas. I could have a whole Hamilton shelf.
Nice.
That'd be fun.
A Hamel shelf.
Exactly. Fans can also buy key rings of Funko Pops for $5.99.
Are they little like your Lego one?
No, they're
giant Funko
they're
Pops.
terrible. No, they are smaller than the regular Funko Pops, but they're too big.
Way too big.
Kind of like that Hogwarts keychain.
That was a very good idea. Mark got me a Harry Potter keychain for Christmas, but it's real big and heavy.
It's huge. Unnecessary. Okay, Amber. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are disappointed at losing patronages, and there's still a strong family bond. That seems like a crazy title, but that is literally the title of this article from people.com.
Okay.
Amber, are you familiar with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle?
Very much so.
Okay. As Meghan Markle and Prince Harry embrace life in California with 22-month-old son, do you know what his name is? It's a test.
Archie.
Yep. And a second baby on the way, another chapter has officially closed. On February 19th, Buckingham Palace announced that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will not be returning as working members of the royal family. All are saddened by their decision.
Whose decision?
The
Harry and Meghan have decided not to come back?
They've decided not to come back. The statement also came with the announcement that the couple would not be retaining any of their official royal roles. Which seems fine with me. Harry and Meghan were disappointed not to be able to keep their royal patronages, which who knows what that means.
Yeah.
And Harry's military appointments. But they respect the decision that was reached.
Is it because they chose to live in another country?
I think it's because they chose to leave the royal town.
If they choose to not come back, then they lose their roles.
Yeah, maybe this clears it up. The palace statement added that Harry's grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, who is 94 years old, decreed that in stepping away from royal work, and this is a quote, "It is not possible to continue with the responsibilities and duties that come with a life of public service," unquote.
Okay, so that does make sense. I mean, they chose to leave on purpose. They shouldn't be that disappointed that they lost. It's like, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Well, Meghan and Harry countered with a statement of their own saying, "We can all live a life of service. Service is universal."
Okay.
So.
Oh, man. So I know from watching The Crown that there was a person who was going to be king. Maybe he was king before Queen Elizabeth's dad, and he chose to step away so that he could marry a non-royal. And there's a lot of parts of it he regretted. He held on to some of his royal stuff in like a little shrine area, like a royal shelf, like your Hamilton shelf, and he looked at it longingly.
In the TV show.
Yes, but I think it was based on reality.
I think so too.
So I think that he's young right now, Harry, but there might be a time that comes later where he's like, I might have missed out on something there.
But will he be able to pick that up? Maybe, Meghan Markle's attractive lady.
Yeah.
Maybe there weren't any attractive ladies in England.
True.
I've not been there. I don't know.
No offense, England.
I bet there are, though.
Yeah. Probably. Well, that's interesting.
But now he's living he's living in L.A. He's probably doing okay. I mean, I don't know what he does for a living.
Yeah, what does he do?
But maybe he just has money, and they just get to live.
Yeah,
with
does he still
Archie
get to have
and the
money?
kid. Maybe Megan's going to go back to acting. She was in Suits,
That'd be interesting.
and they're just social people now. They're like Kim Kardashian. They
Yeah.
just have, Instagram accounts where they do. I don't even know what Kim Kardashian does. What do Instagram influencers do? They just
Well, when they're just getting going, they sell stuff. They do their FabFitFun box and their stuff like that.
So what could Prince Harry sell? He could. I mean, I bet there's a bunch of products out there that they would love to get the Prince Harry
What is Royal
endorsement.
Crown? Is
Royal
that a soda?
Crown. That
Royal
no, it's not a
Crown?
soda. That is a like bourbon or
There
scotch.
you go.
Or
I
something.
feel like he could do
He
that.
could- he would crush Royal Crown.
Just a little sense of humor with it.
I love that.
Yep.
That's better than anything I'd thought of.
Okay.
Is there anything else royal? Something.
He was a
royal.
prince.
Prince. He could sell the Princess Bride
Ooh.
DVDs.
I don't know. Is she a princess? I suppose she
Well,
is.
she has to be, right?
Hmm.
I mean, maybe not now. I don't know what she is
Yeah.
now.
Sometimes they say like Prince so-and-so and Duchess so-and-so based on
Who
their...
says that? I don't think anybody says that. Let's think of one more product that they
Okay.
could sell, and I'll edit out
Trips
the.
to Port-au-Prince, Haiti. No.
Let's see.
Harry's Razors. Sorry.
Oh, that's a great idea. Harry's Razors. Here, what about this? He gets a job at Mattress Mart. Do you want the king? Do you want the queen? And that's where it kind of runs out there. Amber, to wrap things up, I have another segment within a segment. This is called Second Season News.
Second season news. Like something's been renewed?
Well, is WandaVision getting a second season?
Oh.
Probably not. And
I want them to know.
okay, here's the thing. I wasn't going to go into this, but you asked the question.
I did.
Kevin Feige?
Yeah.
Feige spoke virtually at the Disney Plus panel about the future of Marvel on Disney. And said that he had some interesting tidbits, but most pressingly, he answered whether we'll see multiple seasons of announced Disney Plus shows like Ms. Marvel and The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or maybe even WandaVision. I've been at Marvel too long to say a definite no to anything as far as the second season of WandaVision, he answered. So in true Marvel fashion, it's technically a tight-lipped we'll see.
So he's saying we will never not do something if we think we can make a lot of money.
Exactly.
But I think it makes sense to do a one and done because it builds. I heard it's going to relate to the new Doctor Strange and something else. And it's all like they're introducing new characters that'll be in the movies. And I love that idea. Let's
Yeah.
advance the Marvel universe by these one season shows.
Amber, that's the next paragraph is
Oh my
how
gosh.
that they are moved WandaVision, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and the newly named Spider-Man No Way Home are going to be part of an overarching story and possibly a trilogy of its own.
Ooh, very cool.
And I love
Spider-Man.
that. I love the idea of that. There's this fluidity of bouncing between TV to Marvel movies, cinema, and back, and that it all works together. Like that's not been done before.
Yeah.
They kind of did it with Shield, but there was no there was no real crossover other than what's his name, the main guy,
Coulson.
So basically, it looks like they're not going to be doing a second season of WandaVision.
I'm okay with that. I've really enjoyed how this has come around so far. We have a new episode to watch.
I know. I can't wait. That's tonight.
Boom.
And this is why it's its own segment, because this is another second season.
Oh,
Sorry, guys. It looks like we're not getting a second season of The Queen's Gambit.
why do you say it is another second season, but it's not? They've both been...
This is second season news.
okay.
It's not what in the news is. There's not going to be a second season. Both of these shows aren't probably getting a second season.
I'm okay with that, too, because I think it was a fantastic show, just as it was. It doesn't need. I loved the world, but it doesn't need to go any further.
Exactly.
Who else can she beat?
Well, what's her name? Anya Taylor-Joy. She had an idea about what the second season could look like.
Oh.
Motherhood in Beth's future. She says this, quote, "It would be very interesting to see how Beth would be as a mother now that she's sober and more cognizant of the demons that pull her down," unquote. I'm a big Anya Taylor-Joy fan.
Yeah.
That's a terrible premise. Nobody would watch that.
Nobody wants to watch that, but I do think she'll go on to do many great things.
She is amazing. Yes. I am a huge fan of her. She's fantastic. We're not getting a second season of Queen's Gambit, and we don't need one.
I agree. She has 6 upcoming projects. She's going to be fine.
She's amazing. Segment 4. What is making you happy right now? I will go first. I've been doing a lot of talking after that big news
True.
segment.
I could go first.
No. Amber, what's making me happy is that yesterday, well, here's the thing. First off, something sad happened.
Oh, no. Sometimes happiness comes from
It blooms
sadness.
from sadness.
There you go.
It's a seed planted in sadness.
Uh-huh.
Game night was canceled. I had a big game night planned, and that got canceled. So I was like, well, I'm just going to watch a movie. And Josh and I settled. We were scrolling through HBO Max, and we ran into Funny Farm. Classic Chevy Chase movie from 1986 or 88 or something. And do you remember this movie?
Yes.
Chevy Chase and his wife move into a small town out of New York. He's a sports writer. He gets a $10,000 advance to write his novel. Unfortunately, he's a terrible writer, and his wife ends up writing a story based on him.
How did he get the advance?
Because he was a great sports writer, and so I'm guessing that
They just
this
figured
company
if he could write one thing. Okay.
And so he's struggling, and they're having all sorts of hijinks with this crazy town of Redbud that they live in. And all the while, his wife is writing a story about Andy the squirrel and basing all of her characters on the townsfolk and such. Mm-hmm. And she gets published. And Andy takes that pretty poorly, and especially when he finds out that the main character is a squirrel named Andy who dies at the end of the first book. And so it all falls apart, and they end up paying the... this is kind of a spoiler if you haven't seen 1986's Funny Farm. They say, we'll pay They hand out a bunch of Saturday Evening Posts and say, we'll give $50 to anybody who looks and acts like this in front of a prospective buyer, because we're getting out, and hilarity ensues, and they kind of fall in love with Redbud after seeing them. It all look like Saturday Evening Post,
even though they're not really like that.
They're not really like that, and they end up staying, and it all works out great. So, Josh and I a couple weeks ago, well, the three of us watched Fletch. Mm-hmm. So I guess we're kind of slowly working our way through the Chevy Chase catalog. Yeah,
we're watching Community along with Josh. Mm-hmm. It's our dinner time show, and that's kind of the most he knows about Chevy Chase. So it's important for us to.
There's way more. I think we should watch Spies Like Us next.
Okay.
That's got Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, and somebody else.
Don't know if I've ever seen it.
Oh, you will love it. It's classic.
Okay,
all right, that's what's making me happy. Funny Farm with Josh.
Okay.
Amber, what's making you happy right now?
Well, I decided to share an app that I've been enjoying on my phone. It's called Tile Connect.
Never heard of it.
So this could be for people who enjoy games like, well, I don't know. I enjoy Candy Crush, that kind of thing. Matchington Mansion, Home, Scapes, those kind of matching things. But Tile Connect is more like there's a bunch of tiles with pictures on them, and you just have to find the two that match. But you can only have lines that move in 2 different directions, so they can't wiggle in around. So you've got to clear other tiles out of the way to get the tiles that you want to match, and they're timed. However, it's very easy to just extend your round, so it doesn't feel too stressful. You just have to let your phone play through an ad, and then you can just extend your round if you want to. And the tiles change every time. Sometimes they're shoes, and sometimes they're cups, and sometimes they're sewing equipment. It's just a variety of things that they cycle through.
downloading on my phone, and then you said sewing equipment, and it made me not want to download
It's just
it.
pictures. So you'll have you got to match the 2 black sewing machines and the yellow-handed scissors and the spool of thread. It's just trying to give you something different for your eyes to
I
look
see.
at. I don't think that's like a sewing theme.
I see. Okay. Well,
So
it's downloading
if you like
right
matching
now.
games, I would say check it out. I really wanted to see when I downloaded it because I've played it a lot in the last 2 weeks. It's been kind of my stress reliever, and I'm on level 812. And I feel like maybe I've had it for 3 weeks. It's been a short amount of time, but I
Wow.
can't tell when I downloaded
Got
it.
a lot of stress in your life, Amber?
Just stuff.
Just the stuff
Just
of life.
stuff I want to avoid.
Yeah, why not?
So Teleconnect, check it out.
All right. Segment 5. Listener question.
So last week our question from Geek Out Games was name 6 characters from Wonderland. Of course, they do not tell you which 6 characters we're talking about. You just have to come up with them on your own. So I'm really interested to see, I have not analyzed all these, if anybody came up with a unique answer that wasn't just the same that everybody came up with. But I'm really happy to get responses. I just think there's not that many named characters in Alice in Wonderland.
Okay. I've never read it, never seen it. Let's see what
I've
happens.
never seen it.
I mean, obviously, I live in, this kind of cultural milieu where Alice in Wonderland, the movie, exists, but I've never sat down and watched it. I'm sure I've seen parts of it
Sure. Okay.
all the time.
All right. All the time.
All the time. Probably every day.
It's playing right now somewhere.
So, yeah, exactly. Okay, so the first response we got from Leah Dembski.
Ooh, last name alert.
Oh, sorry.
fine.
Friend of the show, Leah. The 6 characters that come to mind: the hookah smoking caterpillar,
Yes.
the Cheshire Cat, the Queen of Hearts, the Mad Hatter, the Rabbit, and Alice. None of those characters have names?
Those are their names.
The Rabbit is his name?
I think so.
Is he the I'm late for a very important date, that guy?
Yes.
Okay. His name is Rabbit?
Well, I don't know. My mom says White Rabbit. That also sounds
That
familiar.
sounds better.
Okay.
No offense, Leah. Also, I know we may just be talking about Wonderland, but I love the walrus and the carpenter in Through the Looking Glass. Danny Kaye wrote an excellent song for that poem that I grew up listening to, of shoes and ships and sealing wax and cabbages and kings. Well, Leah, almost nothing in that made sense to me. That's
I wouldn't have thought I've seen that, but when you said walrus and walrus, and then the whole thing about cabbages and kings, that is familiar to me.
okay. Well, I never read that book. So Through the Looking Glass must be like a prequel or a sequel or some such thing.
I just Googled it, and the rabbit does have a more specific name, so let's see if anybody else came up with it.
Okay.
Laura, that's my mom, spoiler alert, she said Queen of Hearts, White Rabbit, Mad Hatter, Cheshire Cat, Tweedledee, Tweedledum, Caterpillar with Pipe.
Nice.
So she got Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
I'm assuming hookah smoking caterpillar and caterpillar with pipe are the same character.
No, one of them's more like a professor, smokes a pipe with little patches on his caterpillar arms. No, I'm just kidding. They are the same.
Okay.
Hookah pipe.
Friend of the show, Bobby Joe, said Tweedledee Tweedledum.
No, she didn't.
What do you mean she didn't? Oh, she said Dweedledee Dweedledum.
What did your mom call him? Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of different names.
So is she counting those as 2 different people?
They are.
Tweedledee Tweedledum. Well,
They're
yeah,
twins.
technically. The White Rabbit, Alice, Cheshire Cat, and the Queen of Hearts.
Nice.
Good job, Bobby Joe, except that Dweedledee and Dweedledum do not exist.
It's okay.
So she's out of the running. Don't put her
She's
in
out
the
of the
hat.
running. Okay, I'll take the name back out. Scratch it out and maybe put Jill, but I don't know because look at this. Alice, sure. Dinah?
Who knows who
That
is?
might be her nursemaid. I don't know. Dodo?
Nobody-
That sounds kind of familiar. Bill? A chimney sweep? Is this Chim Chimney?
Yeah, I know.
Mary Poppins? Mom Rath. That sounds scary. I'm assuming you want characters from the classic Disney movie, not the book, because books are dumb.
Well,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she only has 5.
well, maybe Mome and Wrath is 2 different things.
Oh, okay. I'm looking.
So, Jill, are you saying that Amber and I think that books are dumb. We do not think that books are dumb.
There is a Dodo. The same guy who did the voice of White Rabbit does the voice of Dodo in the cartoon.
Mm.
There's somebody named Bill.
Apparently he's a chimney sweep. Well, Jill is once again much smarter than I am, so.
Let's see, Mome Rath.
Mome Raths.
Huh. I believe it. I just don't see it.
Okay.
Okay. Mark said.
I like to respond online now.
I like it. Well, interaction: Queen of Hearts, Cheshire Cat, Mad Hatter, Tiny Tim, potion that makes Alice smaller, and then Alice.
Do you think there was a Tiny Tim in this one too? I think this was his first appearance.
Oh.
Right before he went to the Christmas Carol.
Okay. Or the Tiny Tim with the ukulele.
That would be even better. If he was in that, it'd probably be worth watching.
All right, I'm Googling Tiny Tim, Alice in Wonderland. Tim Burton did an Alice in Wonderland film, but nobody calls him Tiny Tim.
Okay. So I don't put my name in the hat either then.
No.
Do you think the potion is a character?
Well, it
It's a
feels like
very
it almost
important
should
player.
be.
That's exactly what I'm
Drink
saying.
me.
And finally, our good friend of the show, Brian, said the March Hare. Do you think that's the White Rabbit?
Yes, that is the name. He did it.
Brian, you win. Caterpillar, need to be more specific. Mad Hatter, Queen of Hearts, Cheshire Cat, and Tweedledee. So pretty good. Just that second one didn't work.
Caterpillar?
Yeah.
Because it's too non-specific?
I mean, he
We
could have been
need
just
to
talking
know
about any
that-
caterpillar.
Or, one that doesn't have a drug problem. Here's the Mome Rath from the Disney movie.
What is
They're
that?
weird little creatures, like two tubes with eyes and hair. Mome Rath
Okay. Weird.
from a Jabberwocky poem. Two pair of legs. Okay.
And friend of the show, Amber, said Alice, Cheshire Cat, Queen of Hearts, Mad Hatter, Tweedledee, Tweedledum.
Yeah. So Jill came up with some real unique ones, but there weren't 6. And then Brian accurately named the March Hare.
The March Hare, I like that.
All
Amber,
right.
what is this week's play along at home question?
Well, I'm going to let you choose. Do we want something with Spider-Man or something with sci-fi ships?
Oh my gosh. Let's do sci-fi shit.
Yeah, I think you'd like that one better. 6 sci-fi ship pilots.
Ooh, I love it.
So I want to know, is a captain a pilot?
Sure.
Okay. So
Let's say yes.
anybody that was considered in charge of and or fly.
I mean, you're
flew a
talking
ship.
about Captain Picard,
Yeah.
who said live long and prosper.
I feel like I can hear him say it.
He might have said it.
Oh,
Now,
goodness.
that's actually a good question. Was Jean-Luc Picard the pilot of the USS Enterprise?
And then if
No.
it wasn't, who was?
Geordi?
Yeah, that's what I feel like he might have been.
Okay, so there is a slight difference, and like Han, I mean, I'm not doing anything.
Okay.
Han, everybody's going to think of him. He's the captain and the pilot.
Okay, so you literally have to know how to drive the
You
ship.
got to be able to drive the ship.
Sometimes there's a situation where somebody jumps in a ship that hasn't normally piloted it and does, and I think they would still count. They have piloted a sci-fi ship,
Oh, for sure. I mean, I could.
even if they're not the pilot in the show all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I could think of examples off the top of my head right now, but I know you would be upset if I started just rattling things off
Yeah,
here.
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I like this one.
Yeah, I
6
like this one too.
6 sci-fi ship pilots.
I bet I could come up with 8.
Okay.
Segment 6. The wrap up.
Thank you for joining us. We want to hear from you guys. Not aggressively, just whatever. You can leave us feedback.
Hey guys, here's an idea. Leave a little bit of feedback for once.
We're fine either way. We love you. Whatever. You can leave feedback about the episode on Instagram or Facebook at SegmentsCast
Apparently they can't.
or email segmentscast@gmail.com or on the episode page at segments.libsyn.com. Do they need prompting questions? No. Would you have kept Brandy if she showed up 15 years later and you had 2 young cats?
I've moved on. I've got a.
Will you download and pay for Paramount just for Frasier?
No.
Let us know.
That's a good question.
How did you do on the trivia, people? Do you keep score on your own
Not just
in the car?
anything.
Sometimes I feel like I would keep score with my hands on the steering wheel.
Wow.
Did I get it right or not?
Well, I'm excited about getting some feedback.
Yeah,
Sometimes you got to be aggressive, Amber.
we'll see.
Look us up and subscribe on your podcast player of choice. Also, share the show with others. The only way new people find out about the show is through you. All those trivia heads, turn them on to segments.
And news heads.
And the news heads.
And thank you to Emma for our logo and graphics.
And thank you to EDM Samurai for the intro and the outro music.
We love you, Saggies. Ms. Chenandler Bong.
This cat had the mark of the beast.